Well, hello, everybody. Happy
Howdy,
Matrix
howdy.
Money Tuesday.
Matrix Money Tuesday. Welcome, everyone.
How's it going? Jar, how you doing, bud?
I'm all right. I'm all right. A little cold. We had a dip in the weather over here, but I'm good. How about yourself?
I'll tell you what. Speaking of dip in the weather, the forecast, they said there is a slight chance of snow, and I just started swearing.
just hit the power button. You don't want to hear that anymore.
It's like, no. It's almost May, and you're talking about snow. Get out of here.
we had snow on the weekend here. It it didn't accumulate, but it fell and then it melted when it hit the ground. But that was depressing enough to see on its own.
I can't understand why that would be, Jar. Good Lord.
Oh God.
Well, let's hope that we don't excuse me, have to deal with any more of that.
No, let's
till we get to the winter. No rush with that, by the way.
Yeah. All right. No rush at all.
How's everybody doing tonight? Throw your comments and hellos and all that kind of stuff in the chat. Appreciate everybody being here. Hey, Alexander Padilla. Welcome, man. Haven't seen you in a hot minute. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Just put out the tweet right now. We'll let that the notifications.
Yeah, they're going out slow. We got some lurkers in the background. Appreciate all of you being here. We're actually all over the place again tonight. 3 channels on X, 3 channels on YouTube, Patreon, Facebook, and Odyssey. We are literally everywhere. We'll take it.
We're decentralized. Yeah.
Yes, we're more decentralized than Kelp DAO. But we'll save that for the when we get into it.
Oh God. Just another one after another one. We'll get into them.
2026 has not been good to the crypto space, and we're only in April, dude.
Yeah. It's quite a few stacking up here.
Yeah, sadly. It's a sad truth. Well, I mean, I don't know, Jar. What do you say? You want to jump in and let's do it?
Yeah, let's. We're talking about Kelp. Let's bring up Kelp right now. I'll pop that up on the screen over here, and we have a new winner for the biggest exploit for 2026. Congratulations, Kelp DAO. You are #1 for 2026 with a $292 million drain. So what Kelp DAO is, it's a liquid restaking protocol that takes users' deposited ETH and reroutes it through the engine layer and allows them to earn additional yield. So you're earning yield on top of yield. That's why it's such an attractive thing to do. Attackers exploited Kelp's DAO LayerZero bridge and drained 116,500 RS ETH, which equals to approximately $292 million, or 18% of their circulating supply, which is a huge amount, and it brings them into the #1 spot for exploits in 2026.
I was going to say at least so far.
So far.
Yeah. Because the way things are going, my goodness. And I don't know. I have a theory, Jar.
Yes.
I've got a theory. My theory is this is all with the help and increasingly with the help of AI. What do you think?
Yep. I definitely for sure. For sure, AI is probably taking a part in this. The schemes that are coming out right now are getting a little bit more complicated in how they're unfolding. And I mean, these tools are readily available and a lot of people have access to them. You can play around with it. And if you have a very motivated group of individuals that really want to get cooking, this is just an easy way to get your hands on more access.
And from all reports, this is the Lazarus group. And boy, have they been active. I mean, they are the preeminent hacking group with regard to cryptocurrency. So it seems anyway.
So is that confirmed? Like, I actually wasn't sure about the group. It's a Lazarus group that was.
Every report I've seen, that is the case. Yes.
Yeah. Lazarus group has been the top engineers in exploiting different exchanges.
And like Jar and I were discussing before we went live, I'm sorry, but this whole issue was Kelp's fault, because yes, they used the layer 1 protocol to do their building, right? And guess what? It's open source. People have full access to see what that protocol is. But the protocol allows for a multi-sig type function. And I mean, adequate security to me in the DeFi space would be something like a 3 of 5 multi-sig option, at least.
Right.
At least.
Well, multi-sig stands for multiple signatures, right? That would be the key aspect.
Yes.
In this case, it wasn't multiple signatures.
Yeah, no, because they used a 1 of 1. 1 of 1. How can you say you are in the decentralized finance space and use 1 of 1 as your security?
Right. Single point of failure. This is definitely not decentralized.
And Alexander points it exactly. There it is. Signal signature. There goes the downfall. Exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, this could have been prevented, like a lot of them. It's unfortunately one of those situations where it has to be exposed in order for people to understand what the threat is. Due diligence now is going to be on the user's end when they're trying to find the proper path for staking. Now, Ethereum in general, quite a few different platforms were also involved. I'm just trying to see if I can find the list of them over here, because it wasn't just. Let me just see if I can bring out who. There's about 20 different networks that were involved with deploying RS-ETH. There it is. So it's Ethereum. Sorry, it's Base Network, Arbitrum, Linea Blast, Mantle, and Scroll, all with LayerZero's OFTs.
Yeah, it basically left a lot of DeFi exchanges and protocols in the lurch. Honestly, I think they're all still in the lurch at this point. And Aave, and I'm mentioning Aave because I can see that Andy is in the house, and I know she loves Aave. Welcome, by the way. And she's like, yeah, you're right. Of course they do. And not only are they using their bots to go ahead and look for these things and find these exploits, but then they're using bots to create the actual exploit. So, I mean, and why wouldn't they, quite frankly? And Kevin Hawthorne, I see you sliding in there. Welcome, man.
Welcome, Kevin.
What's this? Failures are part of success. Well, sure. But like, it's one thing when it's your money. Another thing when it's everyone else's, I guess.
Yeah. Are you into staking Ethereum, and have you used any of these platforms before?
No, not okay. Well, okay. I lie. The only platform I use for any kind of Ethereum type staking is the one, the Gandiji.io platform that Sunny has created. But it's not just that. He's creating an entire ecosystem. Not that I want to get into that entire sidetrack here, but decentralized exchanges, staking platforms, all that kind of stuff. So it's still a bit of a work in progress. But yeah, that's the only place. Other than that, I haven't used Aave in a long time. And that was probably the last time I did anything even remotely with any kind of ETH type staking.
Yeah, I'm just staking ETH, just ETH, and not restaking and doing any liquid staking.
And thank you, Andy. She's correcting my lingo. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, personally, I haven't restaked ETH. It seems like an attractive option if you're able to compound your return on multiple platforms, but I haven't tried it myself.
Oh, I stand corrected. I stand corrected.
Before the hype, yeah.
Yeah, well, let's hope, right? And what's this? Polo the Kid. Welcome.
Welcome.
You Yeah. The bottom line is this is gonna still have ripple effects. It's gonna play out with things like, just increased scrutiny for regulations. It is going to be a snowball effect. Not to mention the people who have their stuff locked on these platforms where they can't get it out. Although I've seen reports about other platforms trying to allow for trade transition of tokens, that kind of thing. Although I have not followed that entire stream out there.
Yeah. So if the messaging layer is exposed, then you kind of have to question the whole platform itself and the fundamentals of the weaknesses that are happening here. So the bridging model, I think, might have to be viewed in a different manner. Now, the fact that we have AI tools, you can actually have that assist you in developing something a little bit more heavy-handed when it comes to decentralizing and shielding yourself in general.
Sure. And probably a wise idea, because pretty much easy to do by using just simple plain language with a lot of these AI models. And Shuby's in the house. Welcome, Shuby. Let me ask, and for everybody in the chat as well, do you see this exploit as like showing a systemic issue with DeFi in its current state? Jar, what do you think?
Yeah, it doesn't help DeFi right now, that's for sure. Yeah, like when we're looking at everything that's lining up right now when it comes to legislation that's being passed through and protecting the end user, I think a lot of regulation would help in this type of scenario, but there's obviously a lot more work that needs to be done.
Well, I mean, when I talked about the regulatory scrutiny, I just figure I was kind of focusing that on they might try to focus it on the DeFi space, but DeFi built properly, regulations pretty much useless. And that to me is the problem. Is this DeFi built properly? And
no.
I'm well, but here's the thing. I agree, but I think it could have been built properly, because the layer 1 protocol allowed for better security. They just chose not to utilize it.
Yeah, that's actually definitely the point of weakness. So there wasn't the actual layer 1 itself. It was the way it was implemented. So better implementation would avoid this issue. Having multi-sig, like real multi-sig, would be another layer. Some obvious things. But then you're trying to wonder how many people are actually running this actual program. And how was it introduced in the first place? A lot of things are exposed just in the white papers, in the trails that happen when you're trying to implement it and onboard users. So I'm trying to figure out how this part was missed, just in general.
That's a great question. I
don't know.
Maybe it wasn't.
Well, it's not a small amount of money that was taken. I mean, we've got some pretty big investors that jumped on this, right?
Well, sure. But up until this, there's been no issue with this bridge and protocol, right? I mean, and that's kind of my point about when I asked about what do you think? Is this AI involved with this exploit? And where, even 6 months ago, that may have been an issue.
Right.
With regard to do you see what I'm saying? Things are developing so fast that and Andrew, you're not wrong. I understand that people gotta learn from their mistakes and stumble before they can walk and all that kind of good stuff. I don't know. It feels to me, as the information's kind of coming out, that, and again, this is strictly my opinion, right? That they did not do their due diligence to the best of their ability with regard to protecting
the end user.
This layer. It just, I don't know, my opinion.
Well, it's also a marketing problem, because they are showcasing it as a decentralized product when it's really not a decentralized product.
Right. And unfortunately, like I said, it's going, we've seen that it's already adversely affecting the DeFi space. But I still think DeFi is the way to go. Hopefully this helps us to solidify things, because the centralized crap that's coming with, you know, regulations and centralized exchanges and all this other stuff, well, we've discussed it here how many times, is no bueno, as they say, right? It's yeah, no bueno. And Andrew, welcome, appreciate you being here. Oh, and Kevin just slid in here. There we go.
Kevin K,
thanks for sharing it out, Kevin, much appreciated. And for everybody who's just jumping in, man, smash up that like button, sub, you know the drill. And yes, please share it out. With trying to grow things, appreciate it. And it looks like we got they don't show up inside of the chat here, but looks like we got one person hanging out there on Patreon. Welcome, appreciate you being here. And I'm not sure about Odyssey yet. I haven't had a chance to go check. So I don't know, Jar. Do we got any more dead horses to beat with regard to this, or what?
No, we'll leave this one alone for now. It does actually raise a lot of questions about DeFi, though, and if you're in DeFi right now, you might want to revisit what platforms you're using and how they're handling it. This is actually just a good alarm bell for people that are in the space when they're vetting the platforms that they're using.
Yep. No, that's you're 1,000% right there, bud. 1,000%. Well, all right then. Move us on.
Yep, jump over to quantum security plans for Bitcoin, because this is a hot topic that's been jumping around quite a bit. This is a proposal. BIP-361 is proposing a solution for protecting users against a possible quantum computing attack. It's been pretty controversial because there is a possibility, if this is implemented, where coins after a period of time might actually get frozen and unusable. So there's a lot of back and forth going on this right now. What's your thoughts on BIP-361? Because I think you have an opinion here.
Well, well, let's put it this way. I did, although again, I'm always open to the fact that you know, explain it to me better. You know, I'm a simple man. And last night, this was actually something that BC and I discussed while we were live. Matter of fact, we spent over a half an hour talking about this whole BIP-361 and Joel Valenzuela's basic breakdown of it, which is great, by the way. And
I gotta check that out.
Yeah, and puts it succinctly in frame. I think we're going to bring that up in a minute anyway, because we've got that. And matter of fact, everything we're discussing tonight, links are in the description, including his response. So go ahead and check all that out. But BC basically fell down on the side of, I'm going to paraphrase a little bit, that he was pro this BIP-361.
Right.
Because he felt that it allowed for an inroad for, once quantum actually, you know, hits the ground running, to basically, what's the word I want? Potentially attack Bitcoin from inside, I guess, because it would already have grabbed exposed wallets, et cetera, et cetera. And I was more on the side of yeah, we're not even doing that though. To be honest with you, that's
I was trying to resize it so that it wasn't all over the screen, but
that's funny that he said that though. Anyway, so and I was originally, and still to a good degree, on the side of, listen, man, if you can lock somebody out of their Bitcoin, you know, Bitcoin is no longer a store of value.
Exactly.
You know, and I mean, I get his argument. I can even respect the argument, and there as I think about it more, there is merit to the argument.
Yeah, there is. Yeah,
but I don't know. I am very much, that's not where I want to jump my first, you know, jump over the chasm into that. And I'm hopeful that as this quantum threat continues to progress, because I mean, we've seen some major advancements, and so that timeline has been crunching down for this, quantum threat coming into play.
Right.
I'm hopeful that somebody is going to come up with a better solution.
Yeah,
I know
like,
that was
this
a
is just a
long-winded
proposal.
way to answer your question, Jar. I'm sorry.
No, it is a proposal, and there could be more, right? This is just one idea that one person came. Well, actually, it was a group of people, and it ain't bad. They're just trying to protect the future of, the possibility of a future threat, which is still approximately 5 or more years away. So we still have some time, and there is a lot of other opportunities to use this technology to profit from, rather than just Bitcoin. A lot larger markets, a lot larger access
Well,
to
yeah,
different
yeah.
security platforms. So Bitcoin is kind of like a small fish in the ocean when it comes to this. But the reason why I think it is a net positive is if you implement something earlier, before we get to the phase where it's a $50 trillion asset rather than like a $3 trillion asset, you're doing that in the infancy, because Bitcoin in overall is actually still fairly new. I don't really like the idea of locking people's assets forever and freezing them. That puts a little bit of salt in the wound. But I do think that something has to be done at some point.
Agreed.
Yeah. So proposal, I would shut this one down. I think we still have time to implement something a little bit better and stronger.
Well, you know what? I would love to read through. Matter of fact, if you don't have it there, I can bring it up. Joel's outline. It's a little long, but it really, I think, articulately plays it out. And just to say hi real quick, Lad jumping in. Lad, welcome. And there's a couple of comments that I've highlighted. I'll bring it up before we go through that. Cameron saying it will no longer be decentralized, human control. Yeah. Show's over.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Show's over, folks. And Andy saying reducing the Bitcoin supply by 34%. Wow, that's bullish. Okay. Yeah, I guess if it's just about NGU, then yep, you're right. That would be bullish. And software and hardware needs to be upgraded. I'm sure Satoshi took that into consideration. I agree that something needs to be done. I agree that, yes, there will have to be software changes, because as we're about to read here, what he calls, I think, LayerZero or whatever, or option zero, excuse me, is not an option really, which is basically do nothing. And then, I just, again, I'm not burn the Bitcoin supply. I mean, you're technically not burning it, you're locking it, but I don't know. Anyway, Jar, do you want to read through the highlights on that real quick?
So basically, the first one is just do nothing, which is a realistic. Oh, he's saying it's not a realistic option. If nothing changes in the code base, of course, that means quantum attackers could eventually steal everybody's funds. Everybody, or everybody that has a publicly listed address in the blockchain.
Well, and that was a BC's argument yesterday.
Yeah.
Once they've got a foot inside the door, it's easier to attack it from the inside.
Right. Okay. Option one would be to lock coins, and that was what they were talking about in BIP-361. Locking coins, it prevents hacks and thefts from happening, which is disastrous because you're locking people's money forever. But there is a set period of time before that actually gets implemented. So it's not like it's instantaneous. It would happen over a 5-year period if this did get implemented. What do we have here? Let hackers steal. So I never actually read through the whole tweet, so I did miss some of this. Let hackers steal. You could just let the doors open, and whatever is out there could be taken. But that's quite a large portion of the supply, especially if they get into Satoshi's wallet. Just trying to see if there's anything else in here that highlights it.
And Andy, to answer your question, I started watching it. I'm not gonna lie, I never did finish it. So the answer I'll say is no, because I can't even speak to the entire thing intelligently. Look, again, got to do something. And the guy who wrote this BIP-361, Jameson Lopp, Bitcoin maxi for sure. Smart guy for sure. Definitely knows the ins and outs of Bitcoin for sure. What little interactions that I've had with him, I do believe that he has Bitcoin's best interests at heart for sure. Not necessarily the crypto space as a whole, unfortunately, but definitely Bitcoin's. So, you know, I believe he put this forth with, you know, complete understanding of what he was proposing, if that makes sense. But the bottom line is, I think, as you get to the bottom of Joel's thing, is listen, one way or another, Bitcoin is going to get burned. You know, whether that burn is because you do nothing, or the burn is because you lock somebody out of their coins. Because, okay, I get it. You know, the Satoshi's coins, this one's coins, that one, the early founders exposed this, that. The point is, what if it's somebody that, for whatever reason, at this point in time, can't access their coins? And they can't do it within the time window. They're in jail. They're in the hospital. They're in a freaking coma. I don't know. And now all of a sudden, when they're able to go and access their coins, they can't. That's my concern with why I wouldn't jump to this particular option. But again, if you, assuming assuming that Bitcoin adopts this BIP protocol, it then damages Bitcoin anyway. Because now, I mean, I get it. You could run an older form of Bitcoin, but if you're trying to protect from quantum computing, it's just going to be cracked anyway, right? So you now have basically put the precedent out there that you will lock people out of your coins. You will intervene and change the code base. You've basically taken this asset and reduced the reason why it has the market cap it has, in my opinion.
I totally agree with Andrew on this. It is kind of pointless because the crypto market is so small in comparison to everything else that's out there. And it's like, they're going to be going after banks. If they have this technology, they're going to go where the real money is 100% before they actually go after Bitcoin, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But listen, eventually they're going to get to crypto. It is the way to look at it. But I agree. You've got the TradFi system. You've got national defense, energy grids. Everything is immediately susceptible to the quantum threat. Everything. And Andrew's right. The Bitcoin community is just as bad as our government. Yeah. There you go. Andy for the win. Ned in the house, welcome. Appreciate you. Let's see. Satoshi's wallet is 50 Bitcoin per wallet. I've heard taking a while to drain them. I don't disagree. Hey, Bingo Bango's in the chat, or Magnets, depending on you know, your preference. Welcome, Joe. I don't know. What do you think, Joe?
I don't know enough about quantum computing to actually understand how this would go down. I'm a complete idiot when it comes to this. So I'm trying to think about how much would be required. Well, it would be multiple hardware systems that would be executed simultaneously. Would it be a simultaneous attack, or would you just individually go one after one? It really depends on how crafty they are, right? Again, I don't know enough about quantum mechanics and quantum computing to even understand how this would happen.
I understand. I don't know. I would like to think, you know, the qubits that would be necessary to actually perform or break what it is you're looking to break would probably need to be focused in a single direction at a time, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know either. And yeah, you're right. I like how you put it, you know. So yeah, pretty much.
In my head, it would be a coordinated effort with multiple systems rather than just one. If it was an attack, I would see it attacking multiple different assets rather than just one scenario, line by line, basically. Right? You know what I mean? Like, I think it would be a coordinated effort rather than just a single attack, one after the other. But then again,
I want to say we're going to find out, but I hope we don't.
Might be, yeah, my thinking path is old school. I'm only going on what I've used in the past. So,
oh man, and yeah, I mean, it certainly will, Andy. It'll cause some kind of fork, but here's the thing. Again, if you're running an older version that's already susceptible, what's the point? You're still going to lose it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm being too simplistic in my thought process, but we right over there in the house. I don't know. The bottom line is, no matter, or my opinion, no matter how this plays out, what they decide to do, Bitcoin is going to get a black eye, and the crypto space is going to get a black eye, and hell. So far in 2026, the crypto space has had enough of black eyes. I'm just saying, we were just talking about one a minute ago.
Yeah. I can't wait for a bull market. I don't know when that's going to happen, but these stories just getting more negative and negative with every stream that we do.
Well, yeah, I'm trying not to. Hey, listen,
we can't do anything about it. It is what it is, right?
It is what it is. And now, Andy, just to the point, I was mentioning this last night when I was talking about this. Those things already exist. Chips that run in or near room temperature already exist. It's a matter of how many qubits of I don't know how to word that exactly. That you're able to utilize.
Yeah, and that doesn't even. I can't even understand what you mean. That's a problem. I need when it comes to.
We had Yeti on here.
Yes.
Yeti, and now listen, I am, yeah. He explained this very thing, and they just came out with their chip. Was it Google just came out with theirs, and somebody else just came out with theirs. All chips that operate in room temperature or near room temperature. So because the biggest problem was, or one of the biggest problems was cooling a quantum computer, right?
Right.
That problem is pretty much off the table at this point. So hence the reduction in time. I mean, early estimates of this being a true problem are like 2028.
Wow. Really?
Yes. Okay. And if things, whether it's technology or whatever, doesn't progress fast enough, the latter estimates are like you were saying, 5 years from now.
Right. Most people are saying 5 years, but I can see it actually, the window getting closer as things advance.
Yep.
2028 is pretty short. It's pretty scary.
It surely is a very short window of opportunity.
Yeah. I mean,
absolutely is. Absolutely.
You know, every time we do these streams, I'm just thinking about exiting crypto and just buying some precious metals and just sitting on it. Because what else are you going to do?
Oh,
here's something else to brighten the day. If you have a hardware wallet, I can pop this one up. Ledger scams. You ready for this?
Why not? Let's move on. Well, keep the crap coming.
Yeah. This was very interesting.
This?
Let me see if I can make that bigger. Wow. Counterfeit wallets are hitting the market. This is a fake Nano Ledger, Ledger Nano S Plus next to a real one. And they're virtually the same thing, but one's been compromised. I didn't even think of this scenario before, but it totally makes sense to counterfeit hardware wallets and sell them online. You build in your own software. People enter in their own. They generate their own seed phrase, which somehow you'd get access to that if it's a compromised device, and just at will drain wallets around the world. So a new thing that we all have to be vigilant with. The number one way to protect yourself against a counterfeit hardware device was just to buy directly from the manufacturer and get it sealed by the manufacturer. When you open it up directly from that source, you can at least be sure that it is a real hardware device. But these are out circulating on eBay, secondary markets, and it seems to be becoming quite common now.
And in my opinion, you know what makes this even more of a potential threat is that you've got the legitimate manufacturers actually partnering with some retailers to get the physical devices into retail stores. So now it's like, wait, what one's real? I don't know. It just
it's going to get confusing because for mass adoption, you would want it to be at your local, I don't know, Walmart, for example. You would want it to be somewhere that in your neighborhood. So partnerships are big for mass adoption. However, partnerships can also be deadly to your business. If you have someone in the middle. Yeah, exactly. You have someone in the middle that could swap out the devices for a fake one, and then all of a sudden, all your life savings are compromised.
For now, Jar hit the nail on the proverbial head. The best way to ensure your security is to go direct to the manufacturer and get a device that you're familiar with, folks. I mean, again, I don't promote Ledger anymore, and not so much just because of this right here, but like, I don't know, there are simpler devices. Again, you guys know I really promote Tangem for its simplicity, but even if you want something different, Jar, what's the other one on you? One Key you use? Is that
One
what it
Key?
is?
Yeah, so I'm Tangem and One Key. Always evaluating other hardware wallets, but when it comes to ease of use, I don't think you can beat Tangem right now. They seem to be number one.
And their security. I mean, let's be honest right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. When it comes to security, there's quite a few competitors that are out there that offer similar layers of security.
Sure.
Ease of use is why I think Tangem would be near the top.
Definitely.
When it just comes to somebody that's new to the space and they still want to keep their crypto secure and they're looking at a hardware wallet, that would probably be the path of least resistance. This sucks. This definitely sucks, though. Oh, I think you went on mute. I can't hear you. We're going to give CCM a water break here while he disconnects and reconnects his microphone. If you're new to the channel, we usually have some sort of technical difficulties. This is common. We like to... let me see if I can unmute you. Nope. All right. We're going to give...
How about now? Can you hear me now?
There you go. Now we got you. Yeah.
I literally just had to unplug the mic and plug it back in. Luckily, it just kicked right back on. So there we go. Yeah, there you go. And Ledger and Trezor also. Yeah, man. I mean, you listen, first off, it's a good idea to have multiple wallets. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, as they say, right? But I like the fact that you've got a good spread right here, Kevin, in my opinion.
Trezor. I haven't used Trezor. I have one of the old school Ledger Nanos. I don't think I have anything in that wallet. Actually, it's probably a good idea to check that one out, but I've liquidated almost all of those assets and moved it into other wallets since.
There you go.
Multi-hardware wallets is definitely the way to go.
Yep. Oh, look at this. There it is. Kevin's always on top of this. I'll tell you what, Kevin, you're a good man, Kevin. Good man.
Oh, wow. Thank you, sir.
And here's some good news. Jar has some Solana news up next. So right, that's what's next on the.
Well, right? Simple. It is. It's related. It's crypto based. How about that?
There we go.
Let me pop this one up. So if you're in Canada, you probably can see this right away. I'm going to pop this up on the screen. When you're on X right now and you're looking at tweets and they include a cash. Sorry?
I said I jumped the gun. I thought Solana was next.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Okay. All right. If you are using X on there's a few qualifications that you need to have, at least that I'm aware of right now. So you have to be on X, you have to have an iPhone, and it's a tweet with a hashtag in it, which is going to be the $ and the ticker. Let's use Solana, for example. If you click on it, it'll automatically appear the current chart for it. And with Wealthsimple being part of this partnership, you can even buy and trade the asset right there on the spot. So this could be a pro and it could be a con. Accessibility is definitely going to be the pro, making it so simple for anybody to go ahead and purchase it as long as they have a Wealthsimple account. You can go ahead and proceed with it. It's a con because it's too easy of access to certain assets. And if you haven't done your research, it is just way too easy to click on buy right now. So there's a lot of concerns that are being raised throughout this, a lot of things that can be done to make it a little bit safer for some users. I can go through those in just a moment, but what do you think about this? Do you think this is a net positive for crypto in general, or people that want to get access to the markets, make it more of a fair space?
My opinion is yes, because any way that people can easily access, well, we'll stick with crypto here at this point, the better. And I know governments and don't like when this kind of thing happened. I mean, remember when Facebook tried to do something similar to this? Well, not similar to this. They tried to create their own dollar or whatever. What was it, 10 years back now? And boy, did that get shut down really fast. And I know that a lot of people in the US government anyway have talked about X doing their whole cash tag thing as not being good for, TradFi in general. But to me, this is a positive thing. Now, have you seen legislation, Jar, in Canada that will or could potentially prohibit this?
Not that I'm aware of right now. We're just going through the basics of getting framework, the reading process to get done right now hasn't actually moved anywhere, and I don't think that's actually going to happen until later in the year. The stablecoin is the first topic that we're having right now. A lot of this stuff is going to fall into different measures that are going to be implemented later on. I think it also is a net positive. I just worry about the user base that's on X is, I don't want to call them all degens, but they are aggressive buyers in the market. And there's a lot of hype cycles that go through it. And I could sort of see this, how it's going wrong pretty quickly. As long as you're investing within your means, whatever that is, in most cases, this is a good thing.
Yeah, to me, people, I subscribe to you should have access. You doing your own due diligence to make sure you understand your level of access, well, that's on you. I shouldn't get my access taken away because you're an idiot. That's the way I look at it. Sorry.
Right. Kind of like pull up your grown-up pants. And
exactly.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. We're coddling people quite a bit just in general. So this would be a bigger step to independence, if you want to call it that.
Yes.
Yeah. However, on the flip side, if you know the personality of a lot of people out there, you can see this going horribly wrong very quickly.
No argument, man.
In my head, I'm just trying to think of the opposite way this could spill over. But only time will tell, So when you sign up for a platform that deals with crypto, a lot of the questions that you get asked as you sign up is your risk tolerance. And I think that's a great way to start off anybody that's trying to register with an account with Wealthsimple, is honestly answer these questions. And if your risk tolerance is not there, maybe this is just not the feature that you need right now.
I'm with you. I'm just laughing because I'm thinking to myself, remember, Jar, you've been around long enough to remember when back in the day when you used to sign up for a Coinbase account or whatever other exchange account, they didn't even ask. They just wanted to know who you were and like, here you go, have fun, go, spend all kinds of money with us. And that was it. now they are doing, like you just said, you know, they're asking you, okay, what's your risk tolerance? What's your income? You know, blah, blah, blah. They're asking all these things, which I guess is nice.
Well, this is the thing. Is it a questionnaire, or are they actually going to do something about it? Because when I was filling it out, and I tried it in two different ways, I answered honestly, and one I answered like a degen. And regardless of how I answered it, I was still allowed access to the platform and trade however I wanted. So is the question really for myself, or is it a safeguard? I don't really know.
I think it's just them covering their butts with regard to any potential regulation or existing regulation. That's my opinion.
They still want your money.
Yeah, that's my opinion. But listen, at least I guess they're asking the question, and for maybe somebody who is not, you know, necessarily sure, is this for me? Hopefully those kind of questions will trigger you to be more realistic in your approach. Hopefully.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we got to look for some positive here, Jar.
Yeah, we're trying to. I just want to shout out Kevin again. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a good supporter. And RD Tyndall in the house. Welcome.
RD Tyndall is in the house. I've been talking to him on X quite a bit, and I think he's exiting the SKR token entirely.
Oh, now do you have a seeker update for us in a little bit here?
Yeah, I'm actually going to be. I think I'm going to be doing my stream tomorrow, Wednesday at 1:30 p.m. I have a few things to talk about, and it's kind of what RT Tyndall has done and the volatility that might be coming forward with Seeker token. So I'm going to be talking about that because I think there's going to be some waves coming over the next few weeks.
Sweet.
Looking into that. But speaking of Seeker, Solana has just crossed a new milestone. I'm going to pop this up, and this is what you were talking about a little bit earlier.
Yeah, sorry, I jumped the gun a little bit there.
So in Q1 of this year, they crossed, excuse me, $1.1 trillion of cash flow that went in and out of the network. Now, this is something that took an entire year to do last year, and they successfully did this in 1 quarter. And they're talking about this actually trending upwards to doing this monthly, which is incredible. But that also just shows how much liquidity is now on Solana and how many platforms are now accessing it, and the introduction of XRP, which is now added to Solana as well. So there's quite a few things that are driving this forward. I know you're not the biggest fan of the network. I am. Yeah.
What?
Just because of what they're doing. They're pushing things forward. Maybe not in the best possible way, but they're pushing access, innovation, and a whole bunch of things. Even hardware is coming towards this platform as well. So I think this is a net positive. I'm happy to see it.
Well, I mean, I guess I agree with you if they're all legit transactions. And I say that after how many reports of basically false transactions have been laid at their feet.
Yes.
So
that's a really good point.
I don't know. I know what you know about this, guys. So, but if they are legit and all this forward momentum is legit, I'm with you, Jar. Good, and good.
Yeah. And so I'm taking this story at face value, and I'm saying, great. If what they're saying is true, this is huge. But you're absolutely right. How real are all these transactions? What is a transaction on Solana blockchain?
Yeah. What do they consider?
You could question a lot of things if you break down the details on it.
Yep. And you got a question from what you were just reading about. I don't know if you need the article for that or you just want to answer the question.
Oh, what does it mean? Okay, yeah, that's a really good question. So I believe they're bridging it over into Solana. Let me see if I can bring it down. So let me get back to that in just a second here.
Okay.
And I'll see if I can get the exact definition of what's actually happening.
Sure.
Because that was just introduced, I think, over the last week.
Excellent. I mean, if that's going to take you a minute, I can bring up what is at the end of the day our last article. And and here's the thing. We were literally not even going to talk about this article. but we laughed so much, we decided that this would be probably a good way to end the stream, because to us it was kind of like, well, duh, so hopefully you find the same level of duh humor in it that we did. And the headline says most of it right here. Citibank, Citi, it says, which is Citibank, right? Says mixing Bitcoin with gold can boost your portfolio performance. Again, well, duh. You know what I'm saying? But for like, did I really need Citibank to tell us this? And right here, Citi analyst says holding both gold and Bitcoin can improve your portfolio performance as compared with traditional bond and equity mixes. Again, duh. And so I don't know. I saw that and damn near pissed myself. So I just thought that it would be worthy to have people who have the same view or similar views in the crypto space being like, well, yeah, or even if you're just a sound money advocate, like, yeah, that only makes complete sense. And I don't know, just kind of shows me how little the actual TradFi system truly understands about these asset classes. Gold, I think, beside the fact that they're stacked, central banks are stacking it, that notwithstanding, I think more on the trading end of things and portfolio management things, gold took all of them by surprise. Yeah. Look what we've had over this last year with price action with gold, right? Did anybody expect that? I know Peter Schiff will come out here and say, well, of course I did. Or
you could talk to Mr. Diaz. He was seeing this a couple years ago.
Yeah, that's true. All right. He'll
No, if you're in the space, maybe it's a little bit more visible. But with all the disruption that's happening in crypto right now, diversifying your assets outside of crypto is not such a bad idea.
Oh, God. Absolutely.
Like the more and more we talk about hard metals, precious metals, it just seems like I already am slightly invested into it, but it's just something I'm going to be doing a little bit more, as well as the fact that a lot of it is now on the blockchain. Yes. It just makes accessibility to it a lot easier. Yes. You're not physically holding it; you're holding a note that's representing it, but it's one way to do it.
And if you guys did not watch Daniel Diaz while he was here with us last week, please go back and watch that. It was a great episode, and well worth your time. I mean, he talked mostly about what Citizens for Sound Money have got going on, but let me tell you, thinking in terms of sound money is the way to be thinking these days. Yeah, it just is.
I think I'm going to actually be exploring it a lot more, at least the crypto side of it or the blockchain-based side of it on the channel, just because I think I want to diversify it. I think people would be interested if they can find a more tolerable way to invest with fewer waves in the ocean and a little bit more of a foresight for growth. So it's definitely something I'm looking into right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
All I was going to say was, and a lot of these newer options give you additional options if the metals are your thing for earning yield with metals and so on and so forth that didn't even exist a few years ago, but they exist today. So yeah, if you are even remotely interested, you definitely should check it out. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. This isn't meant to be a sound money precious metals episode here, but yeah, definitely. If you got specific questions, by all means, put it in the chat. We'll do our best to answer it for you. But did you find what you were looking for?
Yeah, it's a wrap token. It's a wrap token of XRP that's live on Solana, but I couldn't find its use cases or anything directly related to it right now. Maybe what I do is get more information on this, and I can talk about it next week. I'll just put a bookmark in this one and explore a little bit further, because I actually want to see how they're integrating the token itself. And if it's actually a net positive for the ecosystem.
Gotcha. And Dusty Hunt is in the house. Welcome. Appreciate you being here. We're wrapping it up right now, but I appreciate you coming in. Gives enough time to go and smack that like button. Appreciate that. And don't forget everybody else for that matter. Make sure you hit that like button wherever you're watching us, and share this thing out. Subscribe. You know the drill. And that's pretty much what we got, right? Am I missing anything, Jar? I think
that is pretty much everything right now.
All right.
Hopefully I have a coffee before the next stream. I'm a little bit out of it today, so
my goodness,
sharp as I need to be. What do you got going on your channel this week, CCM?
Honestly, I'm pretty much just doing a lot of work in the background for the rest of this week. There is a slim possibility there'll be no Crypto on the Rocks this week, guys. Stay tuned. Watch. I got a family thing that I'm trying to kind of maneuver a little bit. Because I want to have Crypto on the Rocks this week, but there's a slim. Well, you know what? It's like, you know, I really do enjoy Crypto on the Rocks, folks. I just do. But
we all enjoy watching Crypto on the Rocks.
Well, thank you. But anyway, so watch just to see. It's kind of in the air. Hopefully, I'll have everything nailed down tomorrow, so watch for that. That would be the next live stream, and then back into things next week, Monday night with BC Port Corp. Matter of fact, Monday with BC Port Corp, and I think Bedell's going to be back Monday as well. We should be having Crux of Crypto on the show again. Ooh. So stay tuned. Nice. I'm still ironing out the final details with that. And then the following week on that show, Luna Beach's Crypto should be coming on. So LBC should be in the house. Watch for that. And then, of course, Jar and I will be here next Tuesday night. Matrix Money Tuesday.
6 p.m. Matrix Money time. Absolutely.
But what about you, Jar? You said you're going live tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm going to go live tomorrow, 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be talking about Solana. We're going to be talking about the Seeker token itself, the volatility that I think is going to be coming. Just a sneak peek. I'm expecting season 2 to conclude over the next month. I don't know exactly when. There's been no announcement, and I'm just speculating right now. With that comes an airdrop, and with that comes volatility because people are going to be cashing out. What I've been building is a tool on my website right now, which is not working at the moment if you're there, but it's to list the amount of activity that's happening with staking and unstaking and watching wallets, because I'm guessing that there's going to be a lot of unlocking happening over the next little bit. When RT Tyndale had talked about him exiting as well, I think it's a great plan if you're in it as a speculator. I have a little bit of a long-term vision on it, but I'm really interested to see how much actually activity is happening with unstaking and cashing out, because the price of Seeker has been going down. The rest of the market's been going down, but it's been a pretty solid performer over the last 3 months. But recently it's been going down a decent amount. And I just want to alert people just to see if they're not aware of it, just highlight it and be prepared of what might be coming forward. So that's what I'm going to be exploring, as well as just updates on the phone itself. I found more efficient ways to level up, and
nice.
A few more pointers. Yeah.
Excellent. All right. That sounds great. Can't wait. I'll try and be in the group chat.
Hopefully if you have time to jump on, that'd be great. Love seeing familiar faces.
Appreciate it. Hey, listen, I may not necessarily be a Solana fanboy or anything, but I do appreciate the fact that you put out that content and that you have so many people who are actually really wanting it. You were a kind of like a beacon of light in the darkness that was the Seeker phone and Solana there for the longest time. So I think you're well received because of that.
Yeah, just trying to be honest about it, because not everything I say is positive. I definitely go down into the negative territory.
What are you saying?
A fan of the team, but I'm a fan of the users, so that's all that matters to me.
All right, there we have it. All right, guys, we're out. We'll see you again next Tuesday. We appreciate you being here, and yeah, I hope you have a good week.
Thanks for coming on, guys.
Take care, everybody. Later.